What is up? It is me, Prince of What Ifs, and I'm back here with another video today. As you can tell by the title, we are doing What If Naruto Had Bonds Powers, Part 8. And I'll be posting What If Deku ate the Marimara no Mi, or What If Naruto had Meliodas' powers, depending on what you guys want in the comment section. So depending on how much people upvote each of the series, I will put that series out next. So it all depends on you. And without any further ado, let's get right into it, since I don't really have much to say. So last time we left off, Kakashi just left to go tell Shizune, because Tsunade is taking care of the test right now, of what he just heard. And Kakashi arrives at Tsunade's office and informs Shizune of the information he received, and this makes her send one of her Anbu under her orders and tells him to spy on the route. We cut back to Sakura's fight, and first she engages in the taijutsu battle, which she is barely powering through, but since she fought someone like Naruto, who was extremely freakishly strong, she can endure it for a while. She then activates her chakra stream, and for those of you who don't know what a chakra stream is, I just made it a little power up for Sakura where she can control her chakra in any way she wants. And yeah, Sakura starts sniping Tsunade, shooting like shots of chakra at her from far away, and this works for a while, getting Tsunade slightly bloody, and soon Tsunade catches Sakura and slams her down by her feet, and then Sakura retaliates by taking this chance to get Tsunade in a hold by using her flexibility. Then she uses her chakra stream to move across Tsunade's body so she can grab the bells. This ultimately makes it look like a tentacle strangling her, which makes it look like an erotic scene similar to a you-know-what, and makes Naruto bleed from his nose, and Sasuke blush so much that he resembles Hinata. Due to needing to use a hand to use this technique to use her chakra, she barely is holding Tsunade with her other hand, so she got flinged into the air. As she's falling back down, she throws a kunai that actually does cut the string holding the bells and makes them fall to the ground. And then Tsunade from the ground jumps up and clashes with Sakura, and Tsunade uses a judo move and slams Sakura back down to the ground, this time creating a huge crater, and then Tsunade lands as well. Sakura sees the drop bells and uses the last of her chakra to blast off by her feet, only to be caught by the hair by Tsunade, and then Tsunade says, "Forget it, Sakura, you lost, try again another time." Sasuke then says to Naruto, "Do you think this is it?" Naruto then says, "Not really. The only way for her to get out of this would be to cut her hair," but before he finishes his sentence, to everyone's surprise, Sakura uses her last kunai to cut her hair and then runs towards the bell, sliding and grabbing it, as she says, "Looks like I win." Sakura then passes out and gets congratulated for her efforts before she actually passed out, and then they head to Tsunade's office and letting Sakura rest, just like outside, whatever, I don't really care, man. As Tsunade sits down at her desk, Shizune whispers into her ear, telling her about Danzo, and then she tells Naruto to stay a little while, as everyone leaves, so they can talk about some things before he heads for the mission with everybody else. Tsunade then talks about their mission and says that they need to go to the land of sand because Gaara is in danger. And just like in the original, Naruto is very worried and ready to go, but he has to stay for a while to talk with Tsunade while others are waiting for him at the gate. And when everybody leaves, Tsunade just talks about Naruto's quote-unquote healing potions, even though it is just his blood. He still doesn't want to mention that, and says that he should be on guard because Danzo is very weird and very creepy and likes to experiment with things, so he should be on guard. And after this, he heads to the gate with everyone, and Sakura is woken up, and they head out with Guy's team following not far behind. After a few days, Team 7 arrives where Kankuro is poisoned and like on a bed, and then Kakashi gets attacked by Chiyo, who thinks that he is the White Fang, who was his dad, and of course he isn't. And after they clear up that he's not, Sakura was already finished healing Kankuro, and then they head off, leaving Tamari but taking Chiyo. By the time both teams arrive at the gigantic boulder, which was blocking the entrance so they can go save Gaara, Naruto just uses brute strength, telling everyone to stay back as he breaks him with a punch, only for them to see Sasori, Deidara, and a dead Gaara. Naruto, pissed, says, "Let's go, Sasuke." He then rushes at Sasori, slamming him down with a punch, and then grabbing Deidara by the neck, infusing his hand with Kyuubi chakra, and then throws him at a wall, making it break and making him get flown out. As they get outside, Deidara is already flying away, and as Sasuke activates his Susanoo, flies up and is slamming Deidara and his clay bird down to the ground. And Naruto jumps up after summoning Kagura and marks Deidara on his head. I don't really care. And Kagura uses devastation, which actually destroys every organ in his body, killing him before he can self-destruct. So in this timeline, Kakashi doesn't have to get hurt because he didn't have to use Kamui to suck up the explosion. After this, they head back to see Sakura and Chiyo already beating Sasori and actually find out what he actually looks like. And then Chiyo uses the reanimation jutsu to bring back Gaara. And everyone is pretty sad because Chiyo just gave up her life, but she really had nothing to live for, and she did a good thing, and it's a sad but kind of awesome, happy moment. And Naruto straight up just hugs Gaara because of how close they were, and he didn't want Gaara to die because Gaara, other than Sasuke, was the only one that he related to in that way. So after this, everyone kind of clears up everything. They mourn for Chiyo, and then everyone returns to their respective villages. After returning to Konoha, Naruto takes Hinata out and buys her some ice cream, and they also just start hanging out more and going on dates and talking about how hard it's been lately. One day, as they're at Ichiraku Ramen just eating, Sasuke shows up and says, "Naruto, you have to go, you have another mission." Naruto then says, "Come on, read the room, man." Sasuke then says it's the Akatsuki. Naruto instantly stands up with a fierce look on his face, and Hinata didn't need to hear what Naruto had to say. She knew that this was important, and missions are no joke, so they had to leave. We cut to Hidan and Kakuzu, who have already killed Orochimaru, just because I don't like Orochimaru and I also don't want him in the story anymore, so I'm gonna cut him out because he was already no help anyway, and he already lost Sasuke. They really just didn't need him, and they just ended him. And then as they're leaving, killing more innocent shinobi, they're ambushed by Team Asuna and other teams and shinobi, and Asuma still dies, sorry, but he still dies, leaving Shikamaru, who is in despair, to try to attack, but then reinforcements come a little bit fucking late, and Kakuzu and Hidan retreat. After this, Shikamaru still planned to ambush the two with the help of Kakashi, Ino, and Shoji, and they end up in the same situation as in the original until Naruto and Sasuke arrive to back them up. When they arrive, Sasuke decides to take care of it using Amaterasu and simply burning Kakuzu, I believe, to just complete, he just burns him to complete crisp and nothingness using Amaterasu. And then they head to find Shikamaru, who's fine, has beaten Hidan, and they arrive. After finishing the mission, everything goes well, back to the gates of Konoha, and Naruto then says, "Sasuke, I think it's time we finally track down you-know-who, Itachi." And Sasuke says, "You're right, and I developed a new lightning jutsu, so we should go train." The two go off and out of the village to go train where they won't destroy everything and train until nightfall. After that, they go back to their houses. Naruto goes to his house and opens his door to see that his house is actually a little bit more clean and things are more organized. And he is about to go and sleep and fall on his bed when he sees that Hinata is sleeping on his bed. He just then sleeps next to her and cuddles her as they're sleeping. And when Hinata wakes up the next day, she sees that she is in the arms of Naruto and gets flustered, waking up Naruto as she kind of smacks him in the face because she was surprised. And then they both look at each other and blush. After this, Naruto shifts the conversation, saying that he's gonna cook breakfast because even though he did eat ramen a lot, he dabbled in a bit of cooking just like our boy Bon and got pretty good. After Hinata tasted his food, she thought it was delicious and actually wanted lessons because she wanted to be good at cooking and wanted to be useful. And Naruto says, maybe later, but today I gotta take care of some business. Naruto then leaves after getting ready and also takes his 3-section staff, saying goodbye to Hinata and heads to Sasuke's house. After arriving, he meets Sasuke, who walks up on his porch, ready, but his face is red for some reason. Naruto then says, "Why do you look like that?" And Sasuke responds by saying, "I found Sakura sleeping in my bed." And Naruto says, "Really? Same." And then the two both think, when did those two get so bold? They then head out undetected because they didn't really tell anybody about this today, that they were doing this today, and they don't want anybody stopping what they want to do. And the way they're gonna find Itachi is that Kurama kind of registered Itachi's chakra, like the way that Itachi's chakra is, and since he is a tail beast, he's pretty good at detecting, and that's how they're gonna find him. And after traveling for about 4 hours, they find Itachi walking to a certain village because he has to go and assert the dominance of the Akatsuki and destroy things, and they decide to ambush him. Itachi just barely realizes that they're attacking until he gets hit in the back by Naruto with a kick and is then intercepted by Sasuke, who activates his Susanoo and smacks him down. Itachi is about to try putting Sasuke in a genjutsu, but he can't, and realizes that Sasuke has the Eternal Mangekyo. And at that moment, Naruto appears right in front of him, using just enough strength to punch him in the stomach, and then he passes out. And then as soon as he does fall, Sasuke rushes down in a rage with his new jutsu, and is about to just hit his heart, but is then held back by Naruto, who says, "No, Sasuke, I know you're mad right now, but we still don't know why he did what he did. We still have to question him. Just wait until he wakes up, and after you talk to him, you'll see if you still want to kill him or not. I won't stop you." Sasuke then agrees after a while, and they wait for him to wake up. When Itachi does wake up after a while, he sees the two arguing and sees that Sasuke is asking, "Why did you not just let me kill him? It would have been so much easier." Naruto then says, "Trust me on this. Kurama can sense emotions, and I can't feel any hatred from Itachi. All I can feel from him is frustration, depression, and love. Isn't it right, Itachi?" And that's where I'm gonna end it off. I hope you guys like this. And if you have any suggestions as to how I should just end the series, it is partly your opinion. But if you don't put anything, don't blame me if it ends up being bad, because I'm not that creative. And yeah, I will see you guys in the next video. And thank you for 750 subscribers. We are so close to hitting 1K. I am very proud, and thank you for supporting me.